There we go. We're recording. Hey guys, it's Ray here, the gray-haired guy in a gi, and this is episode 27. And I have a special guest this evening, Sarah McMahon. Your last name's McMahon, right?
Nicole McMahon.
Nicole McMahon. Why did I say Sarah? Holy cow. I am so sorry, Nicole.
Okay.
Wow, what a way to screw that up. Well, that's my introduction. I messed up her first name. Gee. Well, I'll blame it on the fact that I'm old. So, anyway, well, welcome. Listen, I know you had a super busy day today,
I did.
and tell me all about it because I know it was a fantastic event you went to.
Yeah. Me and the girls, Kristen and Charlene, went down to the East Coast Fight Store breakthrough grappling event.
Yeah.
And Kristen Brenton, she was competing there today, and there
Oh,
was like a whole
wow.
bunch of other people there competing. So it was a really fun day. Yeah, watching
Lots of people,
everybody. And
good
then
turnout.
after we did some rounds. Yeah. There's lots of different gyms there. I think it's always nice going to events like that. I feel like combat sports in general on the East Coast seem kind of different. Like every
Oh,
time
yeah.
like there's an FLA event or anything, we all go down to weigh-ins, and it's kind of like it feels like a big like family reunion. Like all
That's
your cousins are
beautiful.
there from all the other gyms and your friends and stuff. So it's really nice to see how much we all like support each other.
Oh, you have a black cat as well.
Yeah, he just attacked me for no reason.
He's probably like, are you okay?
Yeah, he's spicy.
I have a black cat too, so
Oh, do
you're all
you?
right though, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, no problem. Because we can always stop this. You're like, what's up with this cat? Anyway,
Yeah,
it's all
no,
good.
he's always like that. He's very moody. He likes
That's
boys
okay.
better for some reason.
That's all right. My podcasts are pretty ghetto, so it's all good. It's very relaxed, so not to worry. So listen, I love interviewing different people who do martial arts, and especially someone like yourself that's, is definitely younger than me, but that's involved in martial arts and coming from a women's perspective and stuff. So, are you from Halifax originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Hammond's Plains, so just outside Halifax.
That's where I live.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I live on in Lucasville Road.
Oh, yeah. I was
Yeah,
over
in
on
the old timber
Easttown
trails there.
growing up. I actually that's where I started.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived there until I was about 5 on
Okay.
7th
Oh, well,
Street.
there you go. Yeah, I live
Yeah.
on 8th Street.
Oh, there
So,
you go. We're
yeah.
almost
So
neighbors.
anybody who's listening don't know what we're talking about. All the streets are counted first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. But now we have 11 streets. So,
Oh,
yeah. But I don't know. I've been living here 16 years. I absolutely love it. So,
yeah, it's a nice little community there.
yeah. I'm lucky because the gym I teach at is 2 minutes from me, and my work is 8 minutes from me.
Oh,
So,
that's perfect.
yeah, I put gas in my car every 2 weeks. So,
Nice.
so listen, I know you train. You're still training over in Dartmouth, right?
Yes, I'm
At
at
Tower
Tower.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, one of the best MMA gyms, definitely in Atlantic, Canada, if not Canada. So, tell me about your journey. Like, don't be shy. Just, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, sure. Well, I didn't like the gym Tower One. It's been open for I think 3 years now, maybe. And before that, we were all kind of over at Titans MMA.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I started. I kind of started out. I had gotten my kids into. I have two boys, and I got them into a jujitsu class there. And while they were doing their thing, I was kind of watching like the adult classes going on too. And I was like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. And I was I was a very shy kid growing up, so I was never like into sports, and it's kind of I always like to mention that because it's funny now when I think about it because I always remember myself being like 12 and thinking like, "Oh, I should like get into this sport." And then I'm like, "No, all these other kids have been doing it since they were like 5." I'm like, "It's too late for me at 12." I
Right.
was thinking like that. And then there I was at Titans and I think I was 28 at the time when I was like watching them do their jujitsu class, and then I decided to take the women's class there that they had offered.
Okay.
And my kids were still young, and I had some weight on me, and I had always wanted a breast reduction like my whole life. So then right after I had started doing that class, I had met with a surgeon and I was approved for it to be all covered by MSI
Oh,
because I
wonderful.
needed it. And he was like, I remember him saying to me, like, he was like, you should probably lose like 20 pounds so that like your results and recovery is good. And I was like, I was all sassy and I was like, I'm a mother now and my body's different. But I
Moms know
started,
best.
I was training and everything. And like, I really just like, there was a lot going on in my life at the time. And
Sure.
I kind of just like really buckled down and was like, I need to, there's only so much I can control, and I can't control all of the things that are happening to me and what's going on around me.
Absolutely.
But what I can control is myself and what I do with my body and what I put into it. So I really like had my blinders on for a few months there. And it was 6 months later that I went in to meet the surgeon again for my surgery. And I
Right.
had lost 60 pounds. And he was like,
Wow.
whoa.
Oh
And
my
it was just
goodness.
because I had just fallen in love with it, and
Yep.
was consistent and committed. And then after I recovered from that is when I got into it more competitively.
Wow, what a commitment from you. That's what an achievement. I mean, that's just wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I would think that the thing that like I really loved about it was like how much it does for like your mental health. Like one thing that you notice when you walk into a gym, like it's definitely intimidating, all these like
Sure.
fights and violence and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
then
and Titans,
like
of course, is one of the oldest, Brazilian
yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu clubs around, and it's like one of the pioneers. So,
yeah,
I mean, and they
super
have so many
talented.
great people there.
Oh, 100%. And that's the first thing you realize is how friendly everyone is,
Yep,
Like and then training in general I find is like really good for my mind because I feel like I have like a mind that's just always running, always thinking
sure.
about something. And then I found when I was in my classes, like all I could think about was like doing my little combos and trying not to get punched in the head and stuff like that. And it really became like just like a time of like peace for me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, did you get involved in like kickboxing first or Muay Thai, kickboxing, stuff like
Yeah,
that
yeah. It
first?
was a women's Muay Thai class that I did first, and then
Okay,
after my surgery, I started doing. I was doing the kickboxing class with everyone, the co-ed one or the Muay
right.
Thai that they offered, and then I started doing the MMA class and the Jiu-Jitsu. I just was doing
Wow.
it all after
Do
that.
you remember who your instructors were at the time?
Yeah, the my very first one was Peter Martell
Awesome.
for the Muay Thai, and then Kevin Taylor was Jiu-Jitsu,
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
sometimes Peter too, and Peter
Yep.
was running the MMA class as well.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's
some local
awesome. Yeah.
legends
Yeah, oh
started
no, they got so much history in the province. It's amazing. So
too.
did you while you were there, and then did you get involved more in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu then, or you decided to stick more with kickboxing?
I was kind of doing it all with the mindset that I wanted to do MMA because like
Right.
I
Oh,
really
right.
fell in love with all of it. And like the funny thing is like you notice too if you start with kickboxing or like a striking when you transition to jujitsu, I think that there's lots of things that you need to get used to right away. And I can see why it's not for everyone, but like the
Sure.
pressure and stuff. But I was always, I don't know, I think I'm just like a little nugget and,
Yeah, that's
and always just
awesome.
ready to go.
Oh, that's great. Was there a lot of ladies in your class, or you kind of felt maybe it was just you and a couple other ones?
Yeah, at Titans, like it's a small group of women, but a really, really good one. And they have like some
Nice.
really, really talented ladies there. Like Allison now is a black belt. At the time, I think she was just getting her purple belt when we started training together.
Right.
And Julie's over there. The women's there was always options, but then also like the guys there were really great to roll with too. Like they didn't like use their weight against you. They let you work and
Right.
yeah.
That's amazing. And so obviously at some point you transitioned, you went over to Dartmouth, like transitioned to a different club. You went over to Dartmouth with Gavin and stuff. And how did you find that? I mean, we'll talk about your fighting career and stuff too, because obviously that's very important because I believe you've competed in kickboxing and probably grappling and a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd love to hear about that. But when you ended up going over to Tower One.
Yeah, well, there was a bunch of us who were over at Titans, and Gavin was there as well.
Yep,
And he just decided to start his own club. So a
of
lot of
course. Yes.
yeah, a lot of the people who were like consistently training together ended up moving over there because like those were like you need your partners, right?
Yes, of
It's
course.
definitely like super important, and like we still have like a lot of love for Titans and everybody over
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. No, that's
they're
the
great.
evolution of things that happens to every
Yeah,
club in the city at some point in time. And if it didn't happen, it will happen. I've seen it all. So,
Yeah, yeah, you kind of just got to go with like the people who align. So like at the tower, like we're very MMA focused, and like
yes,
almost everybody on the team is a fighter, like has amateur fights or pro fights. I think we have probably like the most, definitely the most fighters in our gym on like the East Coast, I would say, but we probably win
absolutely. I
a
would
lot of the other as
totally
well.
I totally agree with you. I know there's a lot of clubs that have, a few fighters and stuff, and they do some things, and some of them do very well, but definitely Tower One is like,
Yeah.
that's where you go when you really want
Yeah,
to.
so we're all like focused and going towards the same goals, you know. And like when I did move over there, like a bunch from Titans, and then we've grown quite a bit. We've gotten other people from other gyms or other places, and I was the only girl there. Like, and I'm sure like there's lots of girls in the martial arts community who've been the only girl in their gym
Yeah,
for quite some
that
time.
is true.
Yeah, and I was for quite a while, and then Kristen Brenton, she's from Newfoundland, and
Yes.
Gavin and Jake Kelly are both from Newfoundland as well. So they would go down and do some seminars at the gyms down there quite often. So she had done some of those, and she was a big fan of them. And she had seen me in one of our stories, and she was like, "Oh my God, they have a girl!" And she came down. She was planning to come down for 6 weeks to train with me, and then like instantly when she got there, we just clicked, and I was like, "You should stay." And she was like, "I think I will."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then she just stayed. She hasn't left. So we've got her now, and then Charlene ended up moving because she was in the valley and she was training at Abaya
Yep.
in Barcos. So she ended up moving to the city, and before then she would come down on like sparring dates to spar with us
Okay.
when she had time and stuff. But now she's with us full time as well.
That's
So
perfect. That's another lady I actually recently reached out to as well, and we've exchanged some emails back and forth, but I know she's probably fairly busy. So,
oh yeah, she's
Nicole,
got
I
some
appreciate
things
your
coming.
time. Yeah. So you have a core group of ladies there now training.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. They're both very talented, and we all push each other, you know. It's 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 it makes a big difference too to have female bodies to train with because
Right. What's the
we move
basic
different.
weeknights look for you then now that you're training all the time?
Well, it like our we always have class at 5:30 Monday to Friday, and most of them we don't really like lay it out a whole lot like this day or this time slot is just jujitsu or this one. It's kind of like everything like almost all of the jujitsu we do is jujitsu for MMA, like in an MMA
Right.
context.
So you don't
Uh,
go there to take like a gi class or anything like
no,
that.
we don't have
Okay.
a gi class at
Okay.
all. Yeah, so certain nights sometimes it's like more wrestling focused or
Right.
more jujitsu, and like we build in the striking as well. So it's kind of like an all-in-one all of the time. And so then Monday to Friday, that's what it's like, except Fridays now we've been doing just like no gi jujitsu. And the
Okay.
boys have are well, like everybody does the class at 5:30, and then Charlene actually just started a women's only class as well because
Amazing.
we can try to get some different girls to train with as well.
Sure, absolutely. And
Yeah.
people can come train even if they don't want to compete or anything like that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
100%. And she like Charlene's a black belt, and she's
Yeah.
so
Amazing.
talented. And I love watching her too whenever we're doing just like grappling exchanges because you just said tell like the smile on her face how happy she is, you know, she's just
Yeah.
having fun. It's really her thing.
Oh man, that's just inspiring. It's so beautiful. It's awesome. So at some point in your training, when you started out, you decided you wanted to get involved in competitions,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And so what did you do? Did you do MMA first or do kickboxing first or,
Yeah, I did. I started there's it's so hard to find female opponents.
oh yes, I understand
And like
that.
weight classes and everything, there's just not a lot of women to train. So like whenever I do get matched up for a fight, I'm always like there's never like any like bad blood or anything. Like I'm super thankful for that person, and I know she's just kind of like another version of me out
Of
there.
course.
She's got the same interests and stuff, and we're just there to challenge each other. And the first time I got the opportunity was in kickboxing actually. I was helping with Peter with putting together some cards that they were working on, and the fight originally it wasn't for me. It was for Jessica, against Sarah, and then Jessica couldn't make it, and I was like, Peter, put me in,
Ah,
and he was like,
wow.
you're not ready, and I was just like, no, I am, put me in, and
Yeah,
then ended up I'd taken that fight, and I had so much fun. I was just so happy to
that's the
be
main
there
thing, especially your
and get
first
the
time
opportunity.
competing.
Yeah, yeah,
Just having
100%.
fun. I mean, the
Yeah,
nerves, right? I mean, you're in getting your wraps on and your coach is talking to you and you hear the
yeah,
crowd and you got to walk out. And they
yeah.
always say, 70% of your cardio is gone by walking from, the dressing room to the ring.
It's funny.
So,
Everybody handles it so differently.
yeah,
And everybody kind of laughs at me because I don't really get nervous. Like I just get like really excited. Like you'll see me in almost all the walkouts, like I'm dancing and like singing and I'm just like having a good time. And
that's a
but
great way to look at it. That is a good way to
yeah.
look at it. Something because they always say, you do your hard training in the club, and then so the fight is the easy part.
Yeah,
So they
exactly.
say, right? And then
Yeah.
afterwards, there's always that, relief that you're done and you can, whatever, go have a drink or have a
Mm.
blizzard or eat something, bad because
Yeah.
you've been cutting weight and stuff.
Yeah.
So you did some you did some kickboxing fights, and you did some MMA fights, is correct?
Yeah, yeah. So I
Wow.
actually like, and like that was what I always wanted to do, right? But then the only opportunities that were coming were kickboxing, so I took those. Um, and I was just the MMA ones. It took years to get in there. Like they tried to mess
Yeah,
me up, and like things happen because we're all training, right? So of course people are getting injured, and all of that is happening like within getting ready for a fight. So sometimes they don't come together. So it did take a few years, and that was hard. And then I finally got in there. I had a fight that got canceled, and then I think it was like 3 weeks before another one, I ended up getting an opportunity to fly out to Hamilton
oh
to,
wow.
to compete in my first MMA fight. So like I kind of just jumped on that because I was just like,
I
I
would
just got to
say,
do it.
yeah.
And it was a really great experience. It was super cool to be able to travel just to do the thing, my favorite thing.
That's amazing. It's, like where you kind of started in striking first and then you got involved in MMA. Do you have a preference or you just like
Yeah,
them both
I
or
think people think of me as more of a striker, but I feel like I'm pretty well rounded. It's just like the rule set for MMA, amateur MMA. I'm not like I'm really excited to go pro because I want to be able to do everything. That's what I
yeah.
love about it is that you can do all of the things. So right now, like with amateur MMA, if you get like a takedown, like you can't do any ground and pound to the head.
That's right.
So it just it makes it more favorable for like a jujitsu player. And but like either way, like I love it. Like the fights haven't gone to the ground yet, but I'm excited for them too because like I'm excited to show people that I have that in my pocket as well.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we know that with, Peter and promoting, Extreme Cage Combat or ECC, and then it transitioned to, I think, Atlantic Combat Sports, and they kind of took a break now for a while. But with
Yeah.
Fight the Atlantic, man, they're just doing so good.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get on their card, or you're hoping to do
Yeah.
it, or
Yeah. So I've been on two of their cards
that's
now.
what I thought, but I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. After that one in Ontario, I ended up getting on. It was last September. I actually got the first female fight of the night that night. It was an absolute war, and that was my favorite fight that I've been in yet because like I was bleeding, she was bleeding. Like that's what I love. I live for the war. I love it to get gritty, like and to see who's. It's not always like about like who can like land the better shots, but who can take them and keep coming.
Right.
And I love showing that I got that dog in me. So I had that opportunity in September last year, and then I fought again in April this year, and I won both of those. Both were a really great experience, and I'm super thankful to FLA for making an effort, to get us ladies these fights because it is hard, and like they have to bring in people from other provinces or other countries sometimes, and like that's not really ideal when you're running a business like that for amateurs to be putting that money in, but they are for us because
Yeah,
they're
for
trying to
sure.
build it, and there's just so few around here, and all the girls who do fight train together.
Right.
So they have to do it. So I do appreciate them making that effort, and
Right.
I'm really hoping to get on the September one this year too.
Yeah. So do you guys have like where there's so maybe so few ladies, do you guys in your club maybe realize you might have to compete against each other, or you're not worried about that? They're all going to try to pair you up with someone from a different club.
Yeah, I think that that was something that they probably would have liked to see have, but it just doesn't make any sense to be competing like in an MMA fight against someone that you train with
If exactly. Oh
consistently.
yeah, for
Because
sure.
like how am I going to train for that fight if she's also training for that fight in the same room? Like who's going to
True.
corner us? It just
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. So like if they weren't willing to bring in people, then I would be more likely to see what opportunities we could find a way, you know,
Right.
to get the experience because we are getting experience with each other in that room. But you're
Yep.
not gonna come out and like try to kill your best friend. And
Exactly.
I want someone to come out and try to kill me. That's what I'm here for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Is there a well, that's my train of thought. What's your favorite thing when you're going to fight in MMA? Like, is it the training beforehand, the walkout, the after the fight, or what is your kind of favorite part that gets you the most excited?
Yeah, I just try to like really enjoy the whole process because I mean, like I'm not like a young woman. I'm 35 now. Like, and for the sport, that like that's pretty old to be like just starting out.
Sure.
So
No,
for
I
me,
understand what you're saying.
and I feel so lucky to be in the room that I am with all my training partners, and like honestly, watching them grow has been one of like the greatest gifts of my life. You know, like some of them I've been training with since they were kids. You know, and I've watched
Wow.
become men, and so I just really try to like enjoy like the whole camp, the whole process of it all and take it in as much as I can because like these are the memories, you know, I'm gonna look back on someday and and be like, those were the days, you know, like I used to do this and I did that, you know, and life is such a roller coaster, you know, you have so many ups and downs and I just, I'm so grateful that I have some of those moments to remind me, you know, when I do forget like who I am, I have
Sure.
that memory to remember who exactly I am, that I can face adversity and I'll keep coming no matter how hard you hit me, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's the whole thing. I try to really enjoy it. Honestly, I get so excited, Ray. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I've realized that like when the fight is over, like I'm going right in for my hug with my opponent, and then
Yeah.
I totally forget that there's the part where our hands get raised. I'm just like so happy like we did it, you know?
That's awesome. Because I was going to ask, like, do you remember like your toughest fight or competition? And did you learn anything from it after, whether win or lose or?
Oh yeah, I would say win or lose any fight, like I go in and like I know that I'm gonna learn something, and that's the goal, you know. And then I get to the best thing about competing is that like you go in, you have these moments where someone pushes you in a different way, and you learn, you make adjustments either in real time or afterwards is when you're like, oh, I should have did this. So like you're gonna keep working on it so that next time you go in, you can be even better. So I love having those opportunities because that truly is how you get better is by competing and going in there and finding out what's working and what's not and what you need to improve on. And I love getting to see that.
That's awesome. That's really good. I'd love to hear your opinion on a few things. How have you seen opportunities change for women in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or MMA or even in kickboxing here since you started?
Yeah, since
Like when you
I
started, there probably wasn't a lot, and
mm,
it seems to have grown over the year, like the few years for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I'm seeing more and more growth in like all like because I do like look at the I have never actually competed in jujitsu yet except for like it was kind of like a team tournament style, which was like a lot of fun with all the girls. But I do we always like are looking to see if there's anybody like in the specific graph or brackets, you know, and
Right.
like there's more and more girls coming in and it's really great to see. Um, and for MMA and stuff like I was so disappointed. The Hannah Taylor fight that was supposed to be on the FLA card in June got canceled, and I was really hoping to see like a female fight on every card this year, and they tried.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's getting close, you know. I think like it's
Oh,
happening,
for sure.
making the effort. So I think we'll start seeing that more. And what I love is that I love that like female fights they're being recognized as like some of like the best, most technical fights on these cards, you know?
Absolutely.
The last time I was or the time before that, a friend of mine who was a fighter was in the crowd when I fought in September for FLA, and he said that when I was about to walk out, like a bunch of people near him where he was sitting were like getting up to go for a break and go outside or something. And he was like, no, 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 you don't want to miss this one. And then they stayed, and then that was the fight of the night, you know? So like we're proving that we're here and we're not only like, you know, welcomed in this space, but like celebrated. And that's
Right.
what I love.
Wow. Did you face any challenges coming up within martial arts? Like maybe nothing personal, but I mean, like maybe someone that just people not so much giving you a hard time, but face any challenges when in your training when you were coming up, maybe being the only lady in class or not having enough training partners or you
Yeah,
know,
I mean, like it is challenging, like when you're the little one, like because I'm always like the smallest one. Like even now, I'm still like the shortest one
okay,
out of all of us. But I think that just that makes you stronger. But I think when I didn't have the women to train with, and when I wasn't able to compete, I found it difficult to really gauge where I was at. Because if you don't have realistic training partners, it's really hard to know like how you're doing because like obviously the boys are gonna like they're not gonna hit you as hard or they're not gonna
right.
like do as much because they don't want to hurt you because they're significantly smaller than them. But challenges, I don't know. I think I've got a really unique attitude where I know what's right for me, and I
That's
don't really
good.
like
That's
listen to other
awesome.
people's opinions or anything. Like I've
Yeah.
heard lots of times people be like, "Oh, well, you're too pretty to fight," and I'm like, "Listen, like we're all gonna be like old one day, like and like I could get go outside and like go drive to Sobeys and get hit by a car. Like I'd
Oh
rather be
yeah.
doing the things that I want to do. Like I want to know that I've done everything that I wanted to do, you know, and it doesn't matter if it maybe would hurt my face. Like
Yeah,
that's a
but
silly
also from
extreme
a
to do
self-defense
something.
aspect, right? I mean, the skills you've learned are, I was raised a traditional martial artist, but I'm not really traditional martial artist anymore. But the skills you've learned are more applicable in self-defense than what most people. I don't want to put down any martial art, but the skills you've learned with striking, grappling, MMA
Hmm.
will serve you better in a self-defense situation than most.
Oh
So, I
yeah, it's
mean,
probably
you
like
could be in a bar and bump some lady in the bathroom and she goes to take a swing at you,
yeah,
thinking you can't handle yourself because, like you said, you're a bit of a, smaller person, but yet, look out.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean that was something like my whole life bothered me that like I feel like people don't see me the way that I see myself
Yeah.
a lot of the times and like because I used to sell real estate for a time and like I have a young
Okay.
face, you know, so like people would be like, well, what do you know about selling houses? You're 12, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, no, no, I'm like a mom. I'm a grown up. But I've learned to kind of like really embrace the kind of like surprise that I am, you know. I think life's about the surprise, and I kind of like now that I am that person that will surprise you, you know. And
Right.
definitely my training has attributed to an outrageous level of confidence when I'm out on the street. I've never been in a street fight yet, but I'm
Yep.
always saying that I'm waiting for someone to try me because
Yeah.
I'll
Most
surprise
martial
them.
artists, and you're a martial artist, and I am, most martial artists haven't been in fights. They like
Yeah,
to say they have, but realistically and statistically, maybe in junior high or something like that. But it doesn't happen it does happen, there's no
yeah.
question, but it doesn't happen as often as
Well, yeah.
people
Usually
like to
people
think.
who really know what they're doing are kind of trying to diffuse the situation before it gets to that because you know
Exactly.
that you could hurt somebody really bad.
Yeah. And it's all how you carry yourself. If you're in a bar and you're whatever, being a
Mm,
goofball, I mean, someone might call you out on it.
yeah.
So, yeah. How important is it for young girls to see women competing, training, earning belts if they do belts and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it's huge because like what I said, like about like me when I was a kid, like I didn't think I thought I was too old at 12 to be trying new things and competing in things and I love seeing that little girls are interested in the sport and they're the tough ones now, you know. They're not waiting for some man to stand up for them. They know that they can,
Exactly.
and they're learning all the skills to make sure that they're good no matter what. And especially martial arts and like I said, like especially getting into it young and giving them that confidence. And then also like when we talked about like mental health, like how much it can do for you there, like they're just learning so many skills to be confident and then to handle what's going on outside of life, you know, and like be able to focus on them. I think it's huge. And I know my heart just melts because when I went to the last FLA and like the one before that, they actually introduced me to there's these two little girls in the audience who are like mine and Kristen's biggest fans, and
Yeah.
they are just the sweetest thing, and it just melted my heart
Oh,
to
that's
see them
awesome.
there.
That's
Like,
so
and
deserved. It's
well,
awesome.
like, because I always think about it as like just for me. Like, I'm doing this for me, so I have these great memories, you know, and these great moments, and I can show my boys, you know, what how strong a woman can be. And I didn't realize that there was these little girls out there who were looking up to me like that, and like seeing me out there, and knowing that that's going to be them someday, and like they'll be
Absolutely.
me and more. You know, they're starting so young. They'll be if they just stay consistent, they can do
Yeah.
whatever they want, and it makes me so happy to see that.
Do you have children's programs at your school?
No, we don't. Not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes, because as you all know, I mean, it's great to have children's classes, but it's also a lot of work.
It takes a lot of time. Yeah. And like we do talk about it too. Like it's something that we'd like to find the time for, but we've got a lot going on. We've got a great space. I don't know if you've ever been over there yet,
I've
Rick.
been over there when it used to be a karate school and a karate hapkido school a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
been
I've
in that
heard of
location
that.
before, but
Yeah. We've got to get it separated now into two spaces. So it's like
oh,
a
okay.
our big mat space, and then on the other side there's kind of like open gym and like free weights and stuff like that, but then there's
Oh,
also a boxing ring,
okay.
and we run some boxing classes there, and there's some kids programs within the boxing, and we got bags and stuff over on that side. So but we do like Gavin's always playing with the idea, but it's about finding the time, and with everybody someone's always in camp, you know,
Right,
so like we're
right.
always like the unique thing about our gym is like we really focus on like those fighters who are in camp. We kind of like customize our schedule around them and like what they will need for their fights.
That's
um
great. That
yeah, so
why I say that's great is because like I used to run a school, Bushido Kai, and we used to have local fighters and kickboxing and MMA and stuff too. But we never had designated times for them like you
Mhm.
guys do. So it was always like if kickboxing class was going on, there'd be a section over on the side training for Nova kickboxing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And but what you just said is really beneficial to the fighter because their main focus. Like it's, you know,
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't like Gavin. He's such an amazing mind for the sport, and he doesn't really run the gym as a business. It's more of like a fight team, you
right.
know. Yeah, and that's his focus, and it's gonna pay off. Like you're gonna see like people like Abdel. Like we're just waiting for him to get the call to the UFC.
We're all waiting.
Yeah, I know,
We're all
right?
waiting. Everybody, even if they don't train with him or maybe they belong to a different club, everybody's behind everybody, but everyone's behind him because it's like, oh my God, this guy's so great.
He's
Like, come
incredible.
on.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they're waiting for, but once they do, they're gonna be happy they did.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Here's a kind of a deeper question. What has martial arts taught you about yourself that you didn't think you maybe kn knew if you didn't do martial arts?
Hmm.
I'm sorry, you don't have to answer if like you can't think of anything. I'm just, like Or has training in the gym changed, how you deal with difficult situations now? Like with through your training, because obviously through your kickboxing and MMA training, you become, obviously a more healthier, stronger person mentally, physically. Has that helped you in everyday life, I guess?
Yeah, like I would say 100%, like it's changed who I am. Like my life has gone through a complete overhaul since I started training, you know.
Okay.
And like at first it was like my safe space. Like I told you, you know, like I had so much going on that I couldn't control, and I realized that I just needed to focus on what I could, which was me and
Exactly.
and
Most
what
important thing.
my body and what I do with it. So like that's kind of just like extended more, and now like I made so many changes, you know, since then. My life is completely different, and I don't know who I would be without it. I think that's the biggest thing is like I don't know who I would be if I didn't meet these people, if I didn't start doing this. And like I don't want to know. Like I just I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to be there for my team. Like I want to compete as long as my body will let me, and then
Yeah.
when it won't, like I want to be there for them.
Right.
That
And then
like
if you end up stop competing at some point down the road, you'll just pass on the knowledge or teach or
I
help
would
other
love that.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe have like a little girls class to bring up.
absolutely.
Yeah, I would love
Yes,
that. Yeah.
that's awesome. Um, I forget what I was going to ask you, but oh yeah, what's okay? Here's a couple fun questions. When you're in club training, what's worse, getting punched in the face or getting put in a tight submission?
Oh, I guess it would probably be
Or
it
what
would
do
be
you don't mind?
do you know what? Like, do you know what's worse than all of it is if you take a really bad body shot.
Oh yeah,
That's worse. I'd rather get punched in the head all day than take a
yeah,
really bad shot to the liver.
yeah. That is
Yeah,
true.
but some of the submissions, like some of them, like the chokes, if they go like right across the trach, it's just
Yeah,
rough, you know, and you're just like,
yeah.
ugh.
Or a good old face lock across the
Yeah.
jaw, right? That clenches your teeth together. It's
Yeah, yeah, but
even worse.
I think that like when you're a fighter, like you're the type of person who just like you love all of it, like and even when it's being done to you, like the only reason I can do like a lot of submissions is because someone did it to me first, and I was
Right.
like, what was that? Like, how do I do that? You
Do you
know,
have
so
a
that's how.
favorite at all? Like, is there something you like? Or you're like, oh, not that you hope to get it, but when you get it, you're feeling good about it.
Yeah, well, if I get a body triangle on someone, they're gonna have a rough time getting out. I've got a really tight body triangle, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love a head and arm choke or like a triangle, shooting up a triangle from the bottom.
Yeah,
Um, or like everyone loves a rear naked choke, but
yeah, yeah.
but
That's usually is a, 100% finish most of the time. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But
What
what
about
I
when it
used
comes to
to love
sport?
a darce. I used to do carry at Titans used to get me with darce chokes all the time, and then I
Right.
finally learned how to do them, and I was like, yeah.
What about as far as what comes to striking? Is there a particular combo or technique that you like maybe just a round kick or the teep or you just something you
Yeah.
just enjoy throwing?
You know, I've probably my most successful strike is like a push kick.
Yep,
Yeah, that's like
yep,
the one that like I'll get them with all the time and just gives me a minute. But I love going to the body.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the push kick's one of the best kicks for self-defense. I
Yeah.
mean, it's, you could be wearing whatever, tight jeans, a dress, whatever. I mean, it's just, it's,
Yeah.
it's,
And you're
it's
like, this is
very applicable.
Sparta and
Yeah,
send it.
exactly. That's right. Exactly. It's very applicable. Very applicable. Hey, here's a question for you. If you could go one round with any martial artist in history, who would it be?
Any martial artist in history,
Yeah,
who would it be?
living or dead, or maybe a current female that's fighting or, whatever. It's kind of a challenge
Yeah.
your thinking brain there for a second.
Well, if we're my favorite female fighter, of course, is Valentina.
Good question. Yeah,
She's
she's amazing.
amazing. I would love to do a round with her for
Yeah,
sure.
or even a seminar like training camp
Yeah,
or
just
something like
meeting
that.
her and like for like and Jasmine Judjevicius,
Yeah,
it's a Canadian and she's amazing. I've seen her fight twice now live, and
right.
I think she's doing great things for women in the sport in
Yeah.
general, not just Canadians, you know.
course. And
Yeah.
did you always follow like the female fighters that are in, say, the UFC or wherever? Like, is there a particular three or four that you preferred? Obviously Valentino, but I mean,
Yeah, Valentina was always my favorite, and I love Wei Lee as well.
yeah,
Um, but I just I don't know, I love watching like all the fights for sure, but I love watching those women 100% and like just any of them. I just love seeing women surprise people and like and show how durable they are and how much grit they've got and that they'll keep going in, you know? Those kind of fighters I love. Like my favorite fighter I think is Justin Gaethje. And
yeah.
nobody believed me that he was gonna beat Ilya, but I knew.
No way.
I knew that's my guy. He's a
Should have put money
dog.
on that one.
Yeah, I should have. I really should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about, I mean, not just so much the rise of MMA, but it seems that there's so many, we'll say, stars, like in the UFC, top people, but they seem to come, they seem to go. If they can't stay on top, you kind of, I don't want to say you forget about their name, but as you know, they always say when you're on top, everyone knows your name. But once
Yeah.
you're down a little bit, people tend to kind of forget about you. And unfortunately, that's, happens. But
Yeah. Sorry, just one second. My cat.
of course,
He's bugging. Come here, Tony. All right. Yeah, I mean, like everybody has a time. That's what's funny about the fight game is that like anything can happen, you know? And even if someone is significantly better than someone, they can still lose, you know?
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
anything can happen in a fight.
Yes.
Sometimes it only takes that one moment, you know? Um, So I think it's a shame, like the fans of MMA kind of some of them, like if they don't understand the sport, I think they just don't see it
They
as
don't
much. They
appreciate
don't
it. They
have
want to
it.
see a
Yeah,
slugfest. But when you see
exactly.
a
And like,
very technical grappling match for people like
yeah,
yourself, for people who have experience, they're like, hey, yeah, look at
exactly.
that,
We
look at
view it
that.
differently because we see what's happening and we kind of like we know how they're thinking when they're in there and what they're trying to do. But like I find the fans, like I've been to a few UFCs now live and they just boo anytime they're on the cage. They just start booing, and I'm like, no. I'm like, some of your favorite moments happen off this cage, guys. Like, think about it.
Right.
But it is what it is. When you understand what's happening, you have a different perspective, you know.
Right.
So like, I have like respect for all of the athletes, you know, and I love seeing them get opportunities, and I love seeing them surprise people, you know, in ways like Joshua Van is a big one who's been surprising people lately,
Yeah.
um, and he's incredible. Yeah.
Now,
So
have
everybody has
you,
their moments.
yeah, absolutely. And you don't follow Power Slap or anything, stuff like that, do you?
No, I don't. It seems
No,
like
I don't, I'm not a big fan of it at all. So, I mean,
yeah.
I watch
Like I see like
UFC and
little clips, but I've never like actually watched it. It seems
yeah.
wild to me
Yeah,
like the
that or
whole
bare knuckle
concept.
fighting. I mean, I know it's a big thing now and all that stuff. And what about Zuffa boxing? I mean, that's just it's
Yeah. Like I love I love professional boxing and watching it is pretty cool. I know Ryan Rozicki made a big statement out there, like even though
yeah.
he lost his fight, but he's like putting the East Coast on the map.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, it was an amazing fight that he did. I mean, just
Yeah.
the heart and the grit of both fighters were amazing, but his really just
Yeah.
really showed. Like you said, it's great for the East Coast. It's great for
Yeah, he showed
Northern
them
Arizona.
East Coast fighters, we've got heart, we've got grit, we've got it all. We're dogs, you know?
Exactly. So what's
Yeah.
coming up for you? I got a couple more quick questions for you. That's all. And what's coming up for you?
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get on like the next FLA card in September. Um, I got my fingers crossed, but it just depends on if it comes together or not.
Of
If not,
course.
like open to like whatever any opportunity that comes my way, you know. If I can make it happen, I'll be glad to do it. I love
Right.
I love I love just getting an opportunity to get better, like you said, and you have to do that by competing. I wish that there was more events around, more girls, and maybe we'll have to travel for some of them if they don't come up. But I really want to go pro as soon as possible now because
Okay.
like I'll be 36 at the end of the year. You know, I want to have that experience,
For
and like it
sure.
doesn't mean like I think that I'll go to the UFC or anything at this age, and like maybe I will, maybe I won't. Like who knows?
Yeah.
But either way, like it's not none of it is time wasted because I'm doing like what I love. So I just want to be able to do that as much as I can while I can.
It's so important. It's so important for you. It's important for the community, and of course for women in martial arts, especially in Atlantic Canada, is to have people like you. Just a couple fun questions for you. Just give me your top three or four martial artists that you. I always use the term on your personal Mount Rushmore. People are getting tired of me saying that, but some martial artists, living or dead, that you would maybe look up to.
GSP,
Yes, he was
course,
just
the
in
GOAT.
PEI. He was just in PEI.
Why? Did you see when he came here, he went in the Halifax Harbor swimming?
Yeah, and
I don't know. Someone should have told him
hey, do you
no.
know he taught in Truro once?
Did he? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
long
Ice
time
cream.
ago.
I would
Eh,
love to meet GSP.
Yeah, he taught in Truro, and it was someone will correct me. It was either just before or just after he won his first title. He was
Wow.
committed to this seminar in Truro, and a friend of mine, Kevin Tebow from Clinch, went to. I didn't go. I've been to all these seminars, and I didn't even.
Oh,
I just couldn't make it. But
I went to visit TriStar when I was in Montreal, and I was hoping so bad that I would see him, but I didn't.
yeah, the coach for Sahabi is
hmm
amazing. I've had him twice at Bushido Kai. He's
Yeah.
visited, but the time they were here for the UFC with not Jason McDonald. Oh my God. What's his everyone's gonna kill me for not remember his fighter's name.
His brother?
No, no, not his brother. Oh my God. Rory McDonald. Holy cow.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
guys. Yeah. I'm almost 58 and I had a stroke. So I
Hey,
have my memory
yeah,
is kind of shot sometimes. But
yeah, it's okay.
anyway, yeah, he came and taught at our school. It was amazing. And I drove him back to the airport. What a great guy. Like,
Yeah.
obviously being George St. Pierre's coach and stuff. But
hmm
I'm really sorry I got off topic there. It's my ADHD
Okay.
coming through. Um,
Same boat.
yeah. Okay, finish your, you said
What was it called?
GSP.
GSP. Oh yeah, GSP. He's definitely on there. And I said Justin Gaethje, I love him.
Yeah.
Um, I always, well, see, I love like dogs, like those kind of fighters, and I always loved Tony Ferguson. Like his last fights, like have just like broken my heart, like
Yeah,
watching the fall of Tony Ferguson.
I
But
know. He
he's
tried.
just
I mean, he did well, but he had so much heart,
so
and he,
much, right? Like
yeah,
Oliveira almost ripped off his whole arm and like almost beat him with it, and he wasn't tapping. He did not tap. He
yeah.
refused,
I
and
don't know if
like
he's going to come back for anything or not. I thought he was supposed to do a bare knuckle fight, but I can't remember. But
yeah, I think he was doing some of those boxing ones, but I think it was like those influencer kind of boxing matches.
right.
But
Oh yeah.
he won that, but like I don't know.
What do you think of them? You follow any of those crazy Jake Paul fight things?
Hate the Jake Paul
Yeah,
thing.
I know. So do I.
It's just ridiculous, right?
Yeah,
Like and like the like him fighting these fake fights like with Mike Tyson, like that
yeah.
was just it was
I was going to ask,
hard to see.
what do you think of that? Was that real?
No, it was
Oh, it
not
wasn't.
real. It
Nicole,
was
you're
not.
right.
I know, that's the thing. And like he's a legend, so why do that to well, like why do that? The best
Yeah.
thing about that was seeing Mike Tyson's cheeks when he turned around on the camera. That was so funny. That was my favorite part of that.
That was a classic moment for Mike
It
Tyson. I
was.
will give you that.
Yeah, I liked that. But then and then the Anthony Joshua fight, like that was 100% fake. Like Anthony Joshua was just like playing around with him. Like he was not fighting him like he fights, you know? And if
Yeah.
he did, like Jake if he did from the beginning, Jake would have died.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
just in the last minute he's just like, "Okay, I'm
I think
done
he
with
knew
this."
he was going to make a lot of money from it. So he just,
Yeah, but it ruins the reputation of the sport. You
yeah, that
know,
is
when you do
true.
these scripted fights and pretend that it's all real, and then all that hype for the Ronda versus Gina fight.
Yeah, that was sad too.
It was disappointing, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're both amazing fighters in their time,
Yeah,
pioneered for women's martial arts, kickboxing, but
definitely.
it was just, yeah,
Gina's absolutely like a queen, like in all of her interviews, like she's just so good, you know?
yeah,
And I would have liked to see her actually fight, like if that was gonna happen, but
yeah.
it's
I don't
just
think they talked about a rematch, but I don't think anything like that's going to happen now.
no,
So
no. I think they
they'll
got their
move on and do more movies or TV shows. And
yeah, for sure.
I think she had one child. Maybe she's going to have two. I'm not sure. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you into any martial arts movies?
Am I in any martial
Yeah,
arts
are
video?
into. Well,
Into.
you probably will be in one at some point because of all
I
your
was in a
fighting
music
stuff.
video where I got
No
to be like
way.
a boxer.
Let me
Yeah.
tell me about that story.
Yeah. Joey Lala, he wrote a song like a long time ago. He's like a local guy and he's really talented. Um and he wrote a song called She Beats Me Up. And it was like about like a girl getting drunk and like beating up her boyfriend, and they had always like
Okay.
wanted to do a music video for it. And then a friend of mine that I grew up with, he reached out to me. He was just like, and he told me about the project. He was like, Nicole, I think you'd be really perfect. Would you want to be in this music video? And I'm like, I get to beat up a boy, of course. Yeah, so we did that, and it turned out really cool. Yeah, I was happy I did. I was like a little nervous at first because I didn't know how it was to be, but it was really cool to see them like all their plans for all the shots and seeing it all come together. It was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I have a question here for you. Maybe not my final question, but it might be a little deep, but that's
Okay.
okay. We'll just take it there. I
I'll
wrote it
do my
down.
best.
Do you remember when you first walked into your first martial arts school, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So if the woman who walked into her very first martial arts class could see the fighter and the martial artist that you became today, what would you say? What do you think she would say?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know if she
okay. That's
will
all right. It's a kind of a
believe
deep
it,
question, but
I think
you
that
know,
like when I started, like I knew right away that like I loved it,
yeah,
even like, in the women's like Muay Thai, like, and they were all so lovely. Like Peter was a great teacher, and the girls in the class were all so supportive and really made me feel welcome. And I think I always like as soon as I started, I was just like I want to do that someday, but I don't know if I ever really like believed that I would. And I kind of just I made it happen for myself, and like by showing up and being consistent. And I think I'd be really, I don't know. I think I'd be like, even like if I think of even before all that, before walking into a gym, I think that's where I'd be like if you talked to me 10 years ago and you said that like this would be my life now, I'd be
right.
like, you're crazy. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
as we get a bit older, we have generations that we go through where some of our friends are no longer our friends. What things we like to eat and drink, we no longer do. Things change so much. So
Yeah.
obviously, what you did before, whatever you did before, you're now into martial arts, heavily into kickboxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, fighting, and all that stuff. And like you said, it's something that you never maybe thought of before.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole new path for you, even though you've been doing it for quite a long time.
Exactly. And it's funny, like, because you get so disappointed sometimes in life when things don't go the way that you want them to.
Of
And
course,
it just shows you that, like, sometimes there's something else, planned that you haven't even thought of yet,
that's right.
and you're just on your way to get there and you just don't know it yet.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, listen, hey, I really appreciate all your time. This is like an incredible story. And I do see all these posts on Facebook quite often, the Nova Scotia BJJ Facebook group and just other things. So I've often always seen your picture pop up with all your friends. And I mean,
Mhm.
we never met. Of course, I don't know you personally, but I think your story is just amazing for what you've done, what you've
No, thank
accomplished,
you.
even in your past, and what you're doing with martial arts and the promotion of it, especially for females in Nova Scotia, Atlantic Canada, training. And what advice would you give, say, a lady that's maybe, I don't know, want to get involved with martial arts, maybe scared to, nervous to? What would
Yeah,
you say?
I would say just do it, You never know until you try, and you really never know like what's inside of you until you go out there and pull it out. And you might surprise yourself, and that's what life's all about, right? The surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they should come over and see you. That's what they
Oh my
should be
gosh, I
doing.
would love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
more
no, we
girls.
need
Always excited to make
and
new
like you said,
friends.
you have you have a seminar thing coming up, or is it Charlene, correct? Is that her
Oh
name?
yeah, Charlene, she's running classes now at the tower on Fridays at 6 o'clock. So we're
Okay.
doing just like it's a great way to start out for jujitsu. And then
Right.
if like there's any women like interested in striking, we over on the boxing side of our gym, they do have a women's only boxing class, which is
Yep.
like amazing, and like that's like if you're just like looking at it just to start to do something to lose weight, even like that's a great start, and like it might develop into something more like it did with me, you
Right.
know, because it's a definitely more of a fun way to lose weight than like going to the gym and like picking up things and putting them down, you're
Yeah.
busy, and
Right.
it's so I would recommend all women try it and like you
And
just
anybody
never
can come
know.
see you, even you already mentioned that, even if they don't want to get into fighting or anything like that, they just come see you guys,
Oh,
and they can just
100%.
do it recreational and have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have to do it competitively, and like maybe it'll develop into that, maybe not. But I know lots of people who do it for fun too, and you can get so much out of it. And it's important to give you time, to set aside time. Like that's how I ended up losing all that weight so fast, was because I promised myself that I was going to do something for my body for
Yep.
an hour a day, and that's how it started. And then it's just snowballed into all of this.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, again, this is a small channel that I have, and I'm mostly doing it because I enjoy talking to other people who do martial arts. It's my favorite thing. I
hmm
love the history of martial arts, and especially in Nova Scotia, it's my biggest topic. And so we're just kind of officially on Spotify. Not that it means a lot, because but anyway, so in a couple days, this episode will be on Spotify, and that way people don't have to watch it on YouTube and use all their data. They can download it on Spotify, and I'll definitely be sharing it. And people are going to hear your story, the few followers that I have. But I think it's awesome, and I think you're awesome, and I really appreciate all your time.
No, I appreciate you, Ray. Thank you so much for the opportunity and like really wanting to highlight like women in the sport. And I really appreciate it. And so do all the rest of the girls.
Thank you. We have a few more ladies coming up on these interviews. I've been reaching out to them. I know they're super busy, but we'll get to them, and I'm
Yeah.
sure your name will pop up because you know most of them. So.
Well, I look forward to watching those ones too.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just sign off and you can hold on for a second. Okay, guys, that's it. That's our episode with Nicole. It was amazing. All right, hold on here. Here comes the old man part now. Oh, stop recording.